The Volvo 245 isn't just another station wagon. It's one of the most recognizable cars ever built. The car that carried families across continents. The wagon that survived decades of abuse. The brick that simply refused to die. And now, imagine if Volvo brought it back. Not as an SUV. Not as another anonymous crossover. But as a true wagon. This is the 2030 Volvo 245 Turbo. Before we dive into this incredible redesign, take a second to subscribe because we recreate legendary cars exactly how they deserve to return. And trust me, this might be one of our best yet. Back in the 1970s, Volvo wasn't trying to build sports cars or luxury status symbols. Their focus was something much simpler. Build the safest, toughest, longest-lasting cars on Earth. The original 245 quickly became legendary. Families loved it. Police departments trusted it. Taxi companies abused it. And somehow, they just kept going. 500,000 kilometers? No problem. 1 million? Still not impossible. There are stories of these cars crossing countries with barely more than regular servicing. It became known as the car that would probably outlive its owner. Its design wasn't glamorous. It wasn't flashy. It was almost perfectly square. People even nicknamed it the Flying Brick. But somehow, that's exactly what made it beautiful. Every panel had purpose. Every window improved visibility. Every centimeter focused on practicality. It wasn't pretending to be anything else. It was proudly, unmistakably Volvo. Fast forward 50 years. The automotive world has completely changed. Everything has become another SUV. Big grills. Fake vents. Aggressive styling. And somehow, almost every vehicle now looks the same. Which makes you wonder. What if Volvo remembered what made them different? What if they embraced their own history instead of chasing trends? This concept answers that question beautifully. At first glance, you instantly know what you're looking at. The roofline is unmistakably 245. The long wagon proportions remain. The huge glasshouse gives incredible visibility. Even the upright rear tailgate stays faithful to the original. And staying true to its legend, the overall shape still retains so much of the classic design that it immediately creates a powerful sense of nostalgia. You don't need badges. You don't need explanations. It's instantly recognizable. Yet every surface has been modernized. The body is smoother. Sharper. More sculpted. The classic box shape has evolved into something aerodynamic without losing its identity. Across the front sits Volvo's latest interpretation of the Thor's hammer lighting signature, stretching almost the entire width of the vehicle. It's futuristic. But still unmistakably Scandinavian. Minimalism done properly. No oversized fake intakes. No unnecessary aggression. Just clean, timeless design. The wheels perfectly fill the guards without looking oversized. The flush door handles reduce drag. Slim mirrors improve efficiency. Even the subtle roof rails remind you this car was designed to be used. Because that's what the 245 has always been about. Real life. Move around the side and you notice something modern cars often forget. Glass. Lots of glass. Excellent outward visibility. Natural light flooding the cabin. No tiny bunker windows. No massive blind spots. Exactly how a practical family wagon should be. And then we reach the rear. Simple. Elegant. Classic vertical Volvo-inspired taillights. A wide cargo opening. A huge boot. No unnecessary styling tricks. It almost feels refreshing in today's market. Step inside. And the Scandinavian philosophy continues. The dashboard is beautifully restrained. Minimal buttons. Premium materials. Large central touchscreen. Fully digital driver display. Everything exactly where it needs to be. Nothing distracts. Nothing overwhelms. It feels like technology working for the driver rather than competing for attention. Even the rotary e-drive controller brings back a satisfying physical interaction that's disappearing from modern cars. Volvo has always been about reducing stress behind the wheel. This interior cars become classics because they were fast. Now let's talk performance. Others become classics because they were beautiful. Under the bonnet sits a 3.0-liter turbocharged a car earns legendary hybrid technology because it simply makes people feel something. Together they produce an impressive Sunbeam Alpine horsepower, one of those cars. 650 Newton-meters This is the 2028 Sunbeam Alpine. Power is delivered through an intelligent all-wheel drive system that constantly adapts to changing road conditions, but an alternate future. Despite being a practical wagon, a vision of what the Alpine could have become if Sunbeam had continued developing it for more than 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. The story begins in Britain during the late 1950s, an era many electronically limited to 280 kilometers sports cars. Yet the Sunbeam Alpine arrived with a philosophy very different from many of its liters per 100 kilometers. It wasn't built to dominate racetracks or chase outrageous horsepower. That perfectly captures what modern Volvo should be. It was built to be elegant, balanced and genuinely enjoyable to drive. Efficient when you need it. With its lightweight, comfortable all the time, clean styling and beautifully proportioned body. Of course, the Alpine remains at the heart of reputation as one of Britain's finest open-top sports cars. It competed alongside legends such as the MGB, Adaptive Cruise Control and Austin Healey 3000, lane-keeping carving out its own identity through refinement rather than aggression. The Alpine even found international fame collision when it appeared in the very first James Bond film, Driver Monitor No, introducing millions of people to this stylish British roadster. Whiplash protection. Over the following decades, Volvo continues doing what it has always done, driving and protecting the people inside, ensuring the Alpine name would never be forgotten. But perhaps the biggest surprise is practicality. But imagine history had unfolded differently. The enormous rear cargo area remains. Imagine Sunbeam flat folding seats. Imagine generation after generation of engineers continue refining the Alpine without ever abandoning its original philosophy. Weekend renovation. Welcome to 2028. Dogs. The proportions are instantly recognizable. Furniture. The long bonnet remains. This wagon simply swallows everything. The compact cabin remains. It reminds us that performance and practicality don't need to be enemies. And the signature round headlights return as a modern interpretation of one of the Alpine's defining falling back in love with wagons. The traditional radiator grille has evolved into a subtle aerodynamic opening, reflecting the fact that beneath the bodywork there is no combustion engine at all. Sit lower. Power now comes from a sophisticated dual-motor electric drivetrain, and often consuming less 400 horsepower and 500 Maybe we've spent too many years chasing height instead of driving instant acceleration. Launching the 2030 Volvo 245 kilometers feels like in just 4.9 seconds before reaching a reminder that evolution doesn't always mean abandoning your kilometers per hour. Sometimes, with a realistic driving range, the smartest way forward is remembering where you came from, and a curb weight of 1,880 the original 245 became the Alpine remains because it never tried to impress anyone. It simply became one of the best cars, yet practical enough to enjoy every single day. This redesign, rather than chasing impossible performance numbers, the engineers focused on something far more important, embraces modern technology, a sports car that feels alive, and creates something that feels authentic rather than nostalgic for nostalgia's sake. While the intelligent all-wheel drive system provides exceptional grip without sacrificing the balanced, playful character that made the original Alpine demand would surprise everyone. Inside, enthusiasts classic British craftsmanship meets modern technology. Premium leather would want brushed aluminium and a beautifully integrated digital cockpit create an environment it would remind the world that not every great family car has to be another SUV. Every switch, every display, what do you think? Every material has been chosen Volvo bring back the legendary 245 exactly like this? Outside, or would you change remains refreshingly clean? Let us know down in the comments. There are no fake exhaust tips, every single one. No unnecessary vents, and if you enjoy seeing this legendary Volvo reborn for the future, every line has don't forget to like, subscribe, every surface improves efficiency because we've got plenty more every iconic cars waiting for more than 70 years of continuous evolution. Until next time, this isn't nostalgia. Drive safe, and never forget the legends that got us here. This is evolution. A world where the Sunbeam Alpine never disappeared, but simply continued growing into one of Britain's most elegant electric Grand Tourers. The 2028 Sunbeam Alpine reminds us that the greatest automotive designs never truly become old. They adapt, they improve, and they inspire new generations. If Sunbeam had survived, perhaps this is exactly what we'd be driving today. The 2028 Sunbeam Alpine. A British icon. Beautifully evolved for the future.